Welcome back. This is Brian Stillman with BeTerrific. We are at NAB 2019 here in New York City at the Jacob Javits Convention Center. We're wrapping up our coverage of the convention. This might be our last interview. Andrew, if you've been following all day, you all know Andrew. Andrew says it's our last interview.
Thank you, Andrew. Feeling special that I'm the last.
Yeah. So this should be fun. Good way to wrap up the thing. I'm here with Josh from Padcaster.
Thanks for having me. How you doing?
Thanks for coming on the show. It's late, so my brain is a little scattered.
Hasn't been briefed exactly, but how can I help? What can I tell you about?
Okay. Well, you brought something with you, so we want to hear about what sort of products you guys have out, what kind of things you're doing these days. But let's start with what you brought.
Okay, so this is a new product that is almost ready for prime time, but we're still putting the finishing touches on it. This is a depth of field adapter with a sizable Zeiss lens on there, but this is a depth of field adapter that we've made specifically to work with iPhone. It will be available to use with Samsung and Pixel, most of the popular ones, but iPhone's still sort of the leader in there. What makes it unique is that it has an insert that pops out of the cage.
Okay.
So that when the phone changes, like it does every year, you just have to pop the insert out and get a new insert, and it always lines up the lens of the camera with the depth of field adapter.
Oh, wow, cool.
This adapter is also specifically machined and tuned to work with an iPhone, like a 10 millimeter iPhone lens, and relay it to a 35 millimeter full frame sensor. So you're really getting all of the image quality out of a nice lens that you might have around or that you might want to rent, that you can. And since the best phone you have is the one that you have with you, you have a really great camera already. Putting some great optics on it's just going to make it better.
So is that adapter going to give you an uncropped, so is your 35 millimeter lens going to be a 35? Or
It fills the screen, so this is a 28, I believe.
Okay.
It'll be a 28.
Wow.
I mean, we have software that we've also built that's specific. It tunes the app, so it tunes the lens, so that anything that needs to do, like invert the image, some other secret sauce that it does, it just flip a switch, it knows the phone that's in it, based on the unique identifier, and it just tunes it to work perfectly with the adapter.
So this whole unit is the adapter here.
The funny thing is the adapter itself is only 60 millimeters.
Oh, okay.
So it's really actually short. The reason it's longer is we have an E-mount to Nikon adapter, and then the Nikon lens. So it's actually only comes out to here. It's actually quite short. So, an E-mount lens would sit pretty flat on this thing. And
so are you going to offer it with different mounts, or are they all E-mount?
Well,
then you need
E
to
goes to
adapt
anything. So we said, let's do E, and then we'll figure out if we're going to go there. The other thing it has is it has a sort of proprietary PL mount on there. So there's no wrong way to put it on. Most of these depth of field adapters, you screw it on, and then the focusing screen's at a diagonal, and you have to loosen it with screws or take a cam over. There's no wrong way to put it on. It's sort of, we call it idiot resistant, because there's no such thing as idiot proof. Someone's going to find a way to do it wrong. But we make it as easy as possible to get this thing up and running and get you shooting as fast as we can.
So when this goes on sale, are you getting the whole thing? You're getting the frame, you're getting the handle, you're getting the adapter, or is it just the okay?
No, absolutely. You'll get the frame, the insert for the phone that you want, the handle, the bracket adapter, and then inside behind here is actually a molded area where if you wanted to use smaller lenses that are covering each of the three or however many lenses there are on your phone, you could use this with other lenses. You don't have to have the bracket on. So if you wanted to use this with anamorphic lenses, clip-on lenses, screw-on 37s, you'll be able to do that too.
Oh, super cool. Do you have an idea when this is coming out?
Well, it was supposed to come out a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
But as always is the case, there are tooling modifications to be made. This has to be precise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we're looking at, Q1 2020 as a comfortable release date for something like this.
Any idea of a projected retail price?
It's going to be $1 million per.
Whoa! So you sell like 2 of them.
The whole rig itself is probably set to be somewhere in the 220 range.
Oh,
it can't be. I mean, honestly, it's your phone. You're not going to spend DSLR prices to get a better image out of your phone. I just think psychologically, people aren't prepared to do that. Now, if you could take something that's robust,
but you're putting potentially expensive glass on it. I mean, I could be putting my EF lenses on it, or
but you're going to rent those. So if you break them, you've got insurance. The idea here is that you can hang this around your neck like a DSLR.
Yeah.
And it could be knocking around, hitting. Just basically, I want this to be as solid and robust. Yeah. But I don't obviously want it to break the bank either.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. What else do you have?
So, what we really are, our core business, Padcaster is for iPad. We are a hardware and software ecosystem for mobile filmmakers, educators, enterprise users. So, we fit any iPad from the old, 9.7 Airs up to the new 12.9s. And we have a software ecosystem that controls exposure, focus, that you can live stream from, green screen from, put lower thirds. We could do this show live with our software.
Right.
But it's a real complete loop ecosystem for people who want to shoot with their iPads and their iPhones.
Right.
So, now we'll sell, our main seller is, our biggest seller is the Padcaster Studio. And that is a frame that holds the iPad, lights, microphones, lenses, tripod, dolly, green screen, backpack to fit it all in. And it's really a portable production studio that you can carry on your back.
That's very cool. Now, the lens, you mentioned lenses. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm looking at an adapter, depth field adapter right here. Does that already have that sort of, do you already have that tech for the iPad? Is this just new for that, or is this going to be
this will be available as a lens bracket adapter for the Padcaster for the iPads.
Very cool.
This really came out originally because there were people who are shooting sports. We have a lot of customers in faith, and they can't bring a camera right up to someone giving a sermon, so they really need to get close from far away.
Right.
And that was really the impetus behind this. I've been using depth of field adapters since God knows when you put them on the end of like an EX3. And had to flip them and lose a stop and a half of light.
Yep.
So this tech, made for mobile, would allow you to get that shot from the bleachers if you need to.
So you can put that 70 to 200 on the front of your Padcaster rig.
And this will mount from the adapter, so you're not going to be you're not going to be mounting the phone cage. You're going to basically be mounting the lens like a sports photographer would with a lens that big, and this will just be hanging off the back.
Very cool. So the latest Padcaster package, is that available right now, or is that?
Everything's available. As a matter of fact, we are running a promotion. So if you go on over to padcaster.com, there it is, right there somewhere. I guess we're on that camera. Satellite.
Any of the cameras.
Any of them are working.
Yeah.
So you can find, we're doing a special on all the 9.7s since Apple in their infinite wisdom decided they were discontinuing that form factor. So we're going to be doing a big end-of-year sale on all the 9.7s, but anything that we have is available in stock and ready to go.
Is it difficult? I mean, here's the thing. New phones come out, new iPads come out. They keep changing the form factor. Mm-hmm. Does that just make your life difficult as someone making accessories and making units that work with this stuff? If they keep changing the form factor,
well, Apple gives us their design plan 6 months in advance.
Oh, that's nice.
No, they don't. I wish they did. So we're basically playing catch up like everybody else.
Yeah.
There's maybe 3 people who get any advance notice or believe the rumors, which are more often than not true anyway. But our R&D is pretty fast, so we're already, machining the new insert for the 10.2, that new Air that came out, or the new standard iPad. But they're constantly changing. Next thing in the works for early 2020 is a universal insert.
Okay.
You can stick any iPad from iPad 4, which is really the oldest that'll run video adequately, to the 12.9 in one insert. So we're trying to make it future-proof. I'm sure Apple will come up with another design change.
Come out with like a 14-inch iPad or something.
I'm sure they will.
But as long as it's smaller than the 12 point whatever it is,
we'll never make one. The first 12.9 was too big. We'll never make a unit for that.
Right.
The newer one that's smaller that'll be fine.
That's the way to do it, I guess.
They're turning the lights out on us, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but you know what? We're going to finish this interview.
Let's finish this interview.
It's really cool. Anything else that you have on the horizon that you want to mention? Or?
Well, we actually have a small mini teleprompter called the Parrot. That's a huge seller.
I saw you messing around with the prototype of that.
So it's a small teleprompter that uses any smartphone to roll text, and it has a remote and an app that's free with it. And we're another maybe 2 or 3 months away from an iPad size called the Toucan. That'll be okay to use with a tablet of any size. Right. But then you could mount that. You could use it with cameras like these, with full-size cameras. And you can also mount smaller cameras right onto a little Z-mount built onto the prompter itself.
Awesome.
So pretty exciting for us.
That is very cool. Thank you so much for coming
on. Thank you.
Yeah, your hands are kind of busy here.
We're going to do this without dropping.
Thank you so much. Final interview from NAB 2019. I'm Brian Stillman. I'm here with Josh from Padcaster. We're wrapping up. We're wrapping up our NAB coverage. And we will see you soon. Stick around.